Hello, everyone. I'm George Hammond, and today we're going to be checking out Apocalyptic Percussion by Soundiron. Now, this library comes in at $199. It's 24.8 gigabytes with a 12.9 gigabyte download. It features more than 25,000 samples and requires the full version of Contact. Now, today I thought we'd do something a little bit different, and instead of just going through the library and playing all the sounds, instead we would make a piece of music using it. So I've got my template loaded up here in Ableton, and I've changed out almost all of my percussion for Apocalyptic Percussion Ensemble. If we let Contact load here, it's a bit slow today. It's a bit annoying that it is slow, but it seems to be working alright. So we've got all the percussion loaded in, and so these are all the standard articulations. If I go to my percussion here, Apocalypse, we've got all the standards loaded in here, and that's using just over a gigabyte, so that's really quite good. And I really like the UI. It's simple, it's a bit old, but this library is from 2014, and I think it probably still holds up. We're going to see in today when we write this piece of music. It's got 3 different mic positions, which is really nice to see. And there's these MIDI loops there, and I'm not really too sure how you activate this because I can't seem to be able to see any or select any. I'm quite unsure about that, so I'm going to look into that separately. We've got effects as usual in the Soundiron things. So I'm going to pop on my headphones, and we're going to start writing a piece of music using apocalyptic percussion. I'm going to have trouble saying that throughout the entirety of this video. So normally, I don't know whether to start with some ensemble brass, which is what I tend to do. I load up an ensemble patch of a library, and I use that to sketch out a melodic or chordal idea. But I think here I might just go with the drums. So these are the bass and toms. Go something quite simple like that. I want it to be a bit slower, thinking 110, I think. Quick quantize because I'm playing terribly today. What we'll do here is we'll duplicate this. Now what we'll first do is we'll make sure it sort of properly fits the 4 bars that we're looking for, and then we'll copy that over to form 16, and we'll loop that just in a second. And record this in over the top, so I'll turn that on. Yep. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate that. Just got to make sure it is the correct length. There we go. Duplicate it. So we've got our 2 parts in that. Let's go to the clacks here. Let's see what these sound like. Let's just record something in and see what it turns out like. So there we go, we've got something quite rudimentary just recorded in there, just me playing random keys. We'll just do a quick 16th note quantize at 70 or 70%. Like so. Let's go to the simple effects though. So it's very interesting. If you take your finger off a note, it continues to play the sample. A bit annoying, that, but anyway. That was quite short. I think that one's quite nice. Just put that on the last thing. Fits quite nicely, I think. Let's take a look at the cymbals, normal cymbals these are. I think we'll do something like that, but I'm going to draw it in because I know I can't play it that fast. We'll just turn that down a bit. We don't have to be too loud. And we'll just take a look at the F note here, and then we'll go over to some ensemble brass or something. Not sure about that in the slightest. Let's just take a quick look at what I ended up doing. Okay, I can kind of see what I was trying to do, but I did not do it very well. Yeah, that'll work. So let's go to the Century Brass Ensemble. This has become, very quickly has become my go-to brass sketching tool. I quite like it. Perhaps. Let's just record something in and see what happens. See what I mean about being quite off time today. It's because it's cold, I think. Also, I've pulled a muscle in my back, which is quite painful. It's very uncomfortable to sit with my keyboard out like this. Not sure if we want kind of a flowing melody or if we just want staccatos and spiccatos, etc. was doing there. No, that's not it. I've got to remember how to use the retrospective record in Ableton. I don't use it that often. There we go. Let's have a look at this. See how badly this is recorded in. That'll do, right? And we'll just put that through the whole piece. And what I'll do now is I'll probably time lapse this. I'm just going to orchestrate out this little brass bit here into all the different sections. So here's a little time lapse of me doing that. So here's what I've just done with that. So as you can see, I've just spread that out across all the different instruments, all the different brass instruments there. What we might do is we might add some sort of flowing legato violin line. Let's just have a little jam. So the chord progression is going from the A to the G, then from the F sharp to the E, and then from the E to the thing. So if I just remember those notes, we should be fine. This is in C sharp minor, which has got to be one of my favourite scales. I love it. Just a quick sneaky quantize there. Oh, I don't know what I've done there. Right, I just want that like that. I keep doing this. The Alt key and the Windows key too close together. Flowing nicely enough. Going to do the same with the brass quickly, so I'll probably just time lapse that. there we go. So I've copied all of that MIDI CC data there onto all of them. Because often if I have a choir doing the melody and chords at the same time, I do like the chord parts to follow the melody. What I'm trying to say is I like the harmony to follow the dynamics of the melody in the different choirs, but especially in the brass choir, I think it really works well with that. In the strings choir, it can work, but the range on a lot of the string instruments, where I tend to orchestrate them to, it doesn't work as well with brass. So when I'm working with a string choir, I don't do it as much as a brass choir. Let's have a look at these snares here in Apocalypse Percussion. Let's just record that in quickly. Recording longer than I needed to there. I sometimes do that. Quick sneaky Quantize guy. No, I went off there. So what we've got here is we've got the main sections inside of Apocalypse Percussion. There I go again, saying it wrong. If I take a look at it, I've got it loaded inside of my quick load here. It's so much easier than browsing through loads of libraries I've got in the file section. So we've also got this mega mixer here. So what I'm actually going to do is open up a new contact instance on a new MIDI track, and we're going to add it there, so I can show it to you. So I load in the mega mixer with all in there. And there's also solo instruments. I haven't got those in this template. I've just got the ensemble bits. But there are solo instruments. There's solo snares, solo ethnic drums, solo bass and toms. And now Contact has frozen. Yes, I think there is definitely an instrument or library inside of this project, this template project I have, and there's an issue with it, and I just don't know which it is. I've been trying to think, but I think it might be Originals Intimate Strings, but if it is, that'd be really sad, because I love that library, but it's been messing up recently, so I think unfortunately it might be. And so here we can select the different drums we would like in this mega mixer. So I'm going to we've got these ones turned on currently. So if I hold down this key, so I can hold down multiple keys here. And the loop keys that I'm holding down are now playing loops. So I'm holding down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 keys here, and we're getting this very interesting rhythm going on. So there's all different things you can do with this. So this is all the kind of main instruments loaded in at once, but you can select if you'd like to replace something. And what's nice about this is it gives you a lot of options. So in the other patches, if I load up just the standard ensemble here, you just get all of them. There's no real option to say, okay, well, can we only have can we only have the solo toms, but can we have the ensemble mids, etc. So there's quite a few nice options. But if we go to the mega mixer here, and we go to the bass and tom mega mixer, we can just very nicely select what ones we'd want there, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I think there is a way. Yeah, so what you can do here, you can turn down the ensembles. You can turn down the bass drum altogether if you want, and then only have the up here they are. And then you can only have those ones. Oh, right, I didn't have the right thing selected, but it shows you all the ones loaded up here, and you can just turn them up and off. So if I turn up the ensemble, we've got the ensemble here. Now I believe that is playing the sticks, but if I turn that down, I could just turn up the bass drum here and those ones. But the other ones won't work, so that's quite nice. With the Mega Mixer, you can really get exactly what you would like from the library. The standard patches, though, are what I'm going to have in my template. You can just load them in, select it, and then just play, and it's wonderful. Really like it. There's also some ambiences, and these are quite nice. So they've split the keyboard down the middle, and so on your right hand you've got some which are different to the ones on your left. I believe you can set it so they're the same. So let's just select some other ones here at random. So we can get some really nice sounds here, which we can use. So there's a lot packed in this library. There's also these tuned hits. So if I load up the bass and toms tuned, so we can play this really low. Listen how low that is. So obviously I think that's pitched down. I believe the yellow keys are the actual range of the instrument. And as you see, again, they've split the keyboard down the middle. So after this, see here, we've got toms, and then we've got the stretch toms, so we can go quite high with those toms. So that's the lowest real bass drum there. But that's the lowest stretched one, which is very low. That's more of an effect than it is an actual drum hit. But there's some pretty cool stuff in here, and you can select all the different basses and flams. And there's rims as well. And there's all different things here. And you can all stretch them down, so there's a lot of really nice options there. What I want to quickly do is I just want to quickly, before we end up this video, is I want to go back to our main patch here and go to Apocalypse Percussion. There's the mixer here, so we've got close, mid and far. So I just want to solo the bass and tom here, and we're going to mess around with some mic positions. So that's quite a nice turn to it. And now we can do the same to the... What about the ethnic drums here? No, we're not actually using those as much as I thought we were. We're using the cymbals a bit, aren't we? Yeah. If we go here, go up to the mixer. Just make it a little bit more stereo. And we'll do the same with the snares, because why not? Orchestral and cinematic snares are something which I always find are really hard to find good cinematic snares and orchestral snares. And what's really nice about these microphone options, we can send them to different contact outputs, which is really quite cool if you really want to get nitty and gritty with it. So here's what all the percussion sounds like now that we've messed around with the mic positions a bit. So it sounds pretty good. So what I'll do now is I will leave a SoundCloud link where you can find the version of this that we've got here. I'll do a little bit of mixing, a little bit of mastering, but I won't show you that here. and you'll be able to listen to this short, just over 30-second cue on SoundCloud. So we spent around 30 minutes writing this now. How long have we been recording? 38 minutes OBS has been recording. So we spent quite a while. This is much longer than my normal videos, but I do quite like doing this because you can properly show the library and what you're doing with it. So that's a big thumbs up with me. I really enjoy doing it. So, the review bit. Apocalypse Percussion. I think it's really quite good, especially considering the fact that it came out in 2014. That's quite an impressive feat that it has held up for such a long time. I remember reading reviews back from 2014, which did say it was really good, and listening to it now and experimenting with it, I myself think it is quite good now in 2021. So a full 7 years later, that is right, yeah, 7 years. So 7 years, it's a 7-year-old percussion library, but I think it really holds up there, especially compared to similarly priced percussion libraries like Splash Sounds Epic Percussion 3. I think that's the newest one. Yeah, I reviewed it a few months ago on the channel. So it really does hold up very, very well, I think. Especially with a lot of the functions. There's a lot of patches. The ambiences, as always with Soundiron products, I love them for the ambiences. They're really, really great. And other than that, there's not really much else to say. I think it's a good percussion library. I think $199 is quite a good price for this library, though do bear in mind it is quite old and it does require the full version of Contact. I don't know if they plan on doing any more percussion like this, but it'd be interesting to see if they do. Additionally, there are newer percussion libraries out there like Damage 2, however that is around $400 if I'm remembering correctly. So, and I don't have a copy of that, so I can't compare the two, but from the demos I've heard of Damage 2, I'd say this is just wonderful, especially for the price. Apocalypse Percussion Ensemble, for what it has in it compared to the price of Damage 2 and what Damage 2 has, I would personally probably go with Apocalypse Percussion 2 Ensemble. I keep getting the two muddled up. I need a sip of my tea. I do like the sound of it. It's got a very robust sound. I mean, it's good for this cinematic stuff. It's also good for the very orchestral stuff, though of course it requires a bit of a different way of thinking about it. It doesn't have timpanis, which is why in my template I'm still going to have a few BBC things in there, because I really, really love the timpani in BBC. So overall, I think it's a pretty good library, especially considering its age and how much it is. I think I'd give it a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I think it's really held up well. I want to thank Soundiron for sending me a copy of the library. Thank you for watching. My name's been George Hammond. This has been quite a long video for the channel, just over 40 minutes. I'm going to edit some bits, time-lapse some bits. I'll put in some timestamps, hopefully. You might not be watching this, but if you are watching this, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching for this long. Thank you for watching any part of the video if you've skipped to this part. My name's been George Hammond. Goodbye.